This scenario envisions an agreement that includes everything but recognition. The road to this scenario is complicated but doable. There are non-negotiable differences on both sides. Serbia refuses to recognize Kosovo, and Kosovo refuses to offer a higher level of autonomy through the association of municipalities with a Serbian majority. The main elements of the peace without recognition scenario. Serbia stops the de-recognition campaign, recognizes all documents and institutions of Kosovo, and does not oppose Kosovo's membership in international organizations. Kosovo offers additional guarantees and rights to Serbs in Kosovo through a milder version of the association of municipalities with the Serbian majority, thus providing additional guarantees for Serbian culture, religion, and objects of heritage. The Serbian community is fully integrated into Kosovo's politics and economic system. Kosovo, immediately after signing the agreement, is recognized by the 5 non-recognizing members of the EU: Greece, Romania, Slovakia, Spain, and Cyprus. Serbia closes Chapter 35, which essentially conditions Serbia's aspirations for EU membership on a comprehensive agreement. Kosovo joins Interpol, UNESCO, and enters official membership talks with NATO. Serbia aligns more and more with the EU's foreign policy towards Russia, including the imposition of some sanctions against the latter. The focus of the dialogue remains narrow. In this scenario, leaders are afraid to disrupt the status quo, fearing that it could cost them political power. The EU and the US also believe that maintaining this lasting peace is the best they can do under the circumstances, and they remain preoccupied with Russia's tough security policy. So the entire Western Balkans occupy a second place in the US and EU foreign policy. The dialogue aims to maintain stability but not to find a solution. The parties will continue to participate in the Brussels dialogue, maintaining a normal appearance, but with unimpressive results. Kosovo stagnates. There are no new recognitions, including from the 5 EU non-recognizers, and some countries may withdraw their recognitions during this period. There is very little progress in Serbia's prospects for EU membership. Serbia maintains a certain geostrategic balance between the US and the EU and between Russia and China. Relations between Serbia and Kosovo and between Albanians and Serbs in Kosovo remain tense but stable, with ethnic divisions and mistrust growing but manageable. Public frustration in Kosovo and Serbia with economic stagnation is growing, and these social unrest may appear before 2027. This is the most unpredictable scenario, with 3 possible all-evils, directions, or mini-scenarios. A. Controlled violence. B. Uncontrolled violence that could lead to full-scale conflict. And C. What starts as low-level violence quickly escalates into full-scale conflict and prompts strong EU and US intervention, leading to a peace agreement. Kosovo and Serbia do not leave the Brussels dialogue, but worse, use it as a tool to provoke and escalate tensions, turning the Brussels dialogue from a firefighting tool into a fire-starting mechanism. Serbia and Kosovo discard already implemented agreements, including travel documents and car license plates, especially closing the border. Kosovo and Serbia become isolated internationally and increasingly nationalistic at home. Serbs in northern Kosovo withdraw from all Kosovo institutions, such as courts, police, central and local institutions, and re-establish their own institutions in parallel. Kosovo sends its own police to counter these actions, and the Serbs respond by staging a semi-armed rebellion, prompting Kosovo to also send its own army to quell the rebellion, turning the north into an active zone of the conflict between the Kosovo Security Police and armed Serbs. Although the stakes of an open conflict with Kosovo are very high, given the presence of NATO forces, Belgrade gives in to Serbian public pressure and sends its army north, clashing openly with Kosovo forces. All this happens so quickly that NATO troops do not have time to prevent the conflict and now hesitate to get between the two sides by shooting at each other. With uncertain and unstable prospects, Kosovo and Serbia weaken economically and politically. The food and energy crisis worsens, inflation increases, economic growth stagnates. All these lead to great social unrest in Kosovo and Serbia. Young and educated people leave the country in large numbers. Social unrest threatens the power of President Vučić of Serbia and Prime Minister Kurti of Kosovo. With uncertain and unstable prospects, Kosovo and Serbia become economically weaker and politically unstable. Border regulation with recognition is a last scenario. This scenario requires the consensus of all parties and happens peacefully with an exchange of territories but not population. Kosovo and Serbia show no willingness to negotiate a solution. The Brussels dialogue continues. Pristina and Belgrade agree and Washington and Brussels approve the exchange of Serb-majority northern Kosovo with Serbia's Albanian majority Preševo Valley. Frustrated by poor economic prospects, a growing number of the Kosovo-Albanian population supports the option of territory exchange and openly lobbies for it, with more and more Albanians embracing this option. Serbia recognizes Kosovo de jure and does not lobby against Kosovo's membership in international organizations, including the UN. The 5 non-recognizers of the EU recognize Kosovo. Serbia and Kosovo legally commit not to seek further border changes in the region. Kosovo gives up its ambition to join Albania, while Serbia gives up its ambition to take the Republika Srpska into Serbia. Kosovo's constitutional modifications include reducing the number of seats reserved for the Serb community and eliminating the double legislative majority. This remains the only scenario according to which Serbs in Serbia agree to officially recognize Kosovo and vote in favor of the required constitutional changes.